Welcome back to our YouTube channel. We're excited to be back. Okay.
Alright.
So today we're going to be doing a relationship review about the movie Man of God.
Yeah. With my title, we're not sure of the title yet, but we might just title this 4 types of relationships you should avoid or should not be in. And we're taking the cue from the movie The Man of God. I don't think there'll be so much spoiler alert in case you haven't seen the movie, but
there's no spoiler alert actually.
Yeah.
It's more of a ginger to even watch the movie.
Yes, exactly. I know that
you get angry afterwards. Don't worry.
There are many reviews, there are many thoughts on the movie, but what we're doing is we're just focusing on the relationships in the movie, and just taking lessons and cues from it. And I think this is something you will learn a lot from. So make sure you watch to the end. And if it's your first time, remember to like. If it's your first time, remember to subscribe.
Yes, subscribe, like and share.
I'm so sure many people actually need this video, so let's jump into it.
Okay, so I think the first thing we're going to be talking about, I think we'll be giving an overview about Samuel and
Reks
relationship.
So the first relationship we saw in the movie,
situationship,
I don't even know what to call it. Okay. So the first relationship we saw in the movie we're introduced to is Samoa, that's Aka, and
Samuel and Rekia.
Rekia, that's the SF that played the role. And the relationship looked undefined. We don't know whether they were a thing. They were living together, of course. It was obvious they were having sex, So
I don't think they were living together per se, but she was mostly at his.
Yeah, they were on campus. It was mostly always in his room, sleepover, and all that kind of thing. And of course, there's a name for that kind of relationship. We call it friends with benefits. So
it was undefined.
Yeah, it was undefined.
They were friends with benefits.
Then there was a scene where there was a girl that was always hanging around Samuel. And Reks was like, just said, what was the language? He said, good knack or something like that.
Just knack her. We just give her what she wants, sharp, she go leave.
So imagine this is your semi girlfriend encouraging you to go and sleep with another girl, So that showed what were they doing, Another thing we saw in the relationship was she was more like a bad influence, advised him to drop out of school, advised them to go and do bad things.
She never gave any right or good advice. Yeah. Everything was wrong. Oh, let's do drugs. Oh, let's smoke. Oh, let's have sex. Let's do this, let's do that. Yeah. School does not matter.
Yeah.
Chase money. Those silly things.
Yeah. So
No, I lied. So she actually gave a good advice when she was talking about his mom.
Yes.
That you're angry with your dad. Your dad used to beat you up, but
yeah.
Why your mom? Why you punishing your mom? So anyway.
What are the dangers of such relationships? The reason we're doing this is because we believe that many people actually these relationships is a pointer or it's an example of many relationships out there. Many people are actually in these relationships like in real life, So we're hoping that from sharing the points from it, you can actually learn from it. So number one reason why this relationship is not good is
the dangers of
it. Yes, number one is it gives a pseudo satisfaction, and this is what I mean. You're not dating, it's not defined, but you're sleeping together. She's probably cooking for you, so you're literally getting all the benefits you get from a regular relationship from this relationship that's not defined. So what that does
Why is the cooking using an example?
No, because that's the case for many people. But for Risha, there are many people out there that you guys you're not dating, but you're getting benefit of the benefit that I don't want to say exclusive to relationship, but it's get the point. So what that does is you're actually not missing anything. You don't see the need to look out for a new relationship. You don't see the reason to you don't feel single even though you're single. So, and that's danger because it gives pseudo satisfaction. You think, I'm getting something from it. You're not on the lookout for a serious relationship, and you most likely also won't recognize real people when they come around. Let me put it like this. I think one of the greatest danger I've seen around where people don't even recognize their real partner is because somebody is in the picture, filling the role. So because Reks was in Sam's life, even though what's her name? Teju was bringing his assignments, lecture notes and everything. Like normally from outside, like this is babe, like this is actually this is someone you should date. But because Reks was there, you didn't see that, So number one point of friends with benefit, undefined relationship is you don't recognize real relationships when it's there because the one you're in is giving you. So it gives false hope, false satisfaction. You don't want this. You're just tying yourself down.
It's also a waste of time and destiny.
Absolutely.
You're wasting your time, you're wasting your destiny. You think you are getting, all the satisfaction in the world because of maybe the sex they're giving you or whatever it is, whatever satisfaction it is you're getting. But honestly, it's just an illusion. Like he said, there's always that void, and that void will remain there. The void where something really is supposed to be feeling. Yeah. That illusion is already there, so you don't even feel the need to. When something really is in the picture, when you're actually seeing it, is right in front of you. You don't go for it because you feel like there's no point.
Yeah. Also, so you just look back and realize time has gone. You've wasted time.
Yeah, exactly, and you're just deceiving yourself. I'm depriving yourself of something beautiful.
That could have, yes.
Yeah. I think another danger is having people like that, like people like Reki in your life, friends with benefits. They know what you are doing is wrong.
Yeah.
They might even know it more than you do. So they get jealous. They're always jealous. So they stop you from being friends with people that, push for your success.
Yeah.
Look at, what's it called now? Rekia was against Teju.
Yes. Rekia was talking about.
Rekia was against Teju. Rekia was against, what's her name? The light-skinned babe.
Joy.
And he was always just badmouthing everybody around him and just always pushing him to his grave.
Because the reason is obvious. You know that this is just friends with benefits. If this person's eyes is open, they're going to leave you. So because they want to keep you in the pool of whatever it is. They want to keep you in a bubble. Yeah, so they just keep lying to you, badmouthing your good friends and all those kind of things.
They just want you to remain in that state of their selfish interest.
Yeah.
So they're generally just jealous.
Yeah.
It's always like that.
And of course, they're bad influence. We said that already. It was advising him not to go to class, was advising him to, carry drugs and all those kind of things, So, all right. So we move to, there's not so much to say about,
Samuel and Joy.
Next Samuel and Joy. I think this is something to say about.
There's a lot to talk about them.
So now, after Samuel and Reks, we saw Samuel and Joy. And okay, this is how this started. He saw Joy and it was love at first sight. It was just
that beauty.
Oh my god. Fine girl. Poppy skin, fair and everything. And right of that moment, he was all, even made a statement like, oh, she's not normally my spec, but I can't just help it.
The first statement that he said was, that punchline, hot. The punchline was, he said, if someone pointed out in the crowd and told me to mention your name out.
To get the name, I say your name is Joy. Hey! Alright, focus. Now, this was more a case of going after what is shining. I realize that what many people do when they're looking for a partner is they're not going for something that is deep. They're not going for something that is tested. You're not going for their characters and their values because you barely even know the person. Which is why, a lot of people say, oh, can you have love at first sight? What you have is attraction at first sight, because whatever it is you're attracted to is just who they are on the surface. Someone just climbed all the people and sang, and oh my god, because the voice was so great, now you want to make sure that they're your boyfriend. Do you know his character? Do you know how he who is he outside his sweet voice? Who is he outside their fine face? So what many people do is they're just going after what is shiny, they're going after beauty, they're going after talent, gift, which was the case of that. And the danger of that is simple. It doesn't last. It's like building your house on the sand. You're not building it on lasting traits, because the thing is, if you go after this girl because she's the finest in class, what happens when the final girl comes?
Yeah.
You're building it on just superficial things. They're not strong enough. They might be strong enough to hold the relationship when it's still shallow, but they're not strong enough to take the relationship through,
or to sustain the relationship.
It reminds me of scripture. I think you said the wise man is one that builds his house on the rock. So when the rain falls, when the storm comes, said the house is standing. He said the foolish man builds his house on the sand, so that when the rain and the storm comes, washes away. So what is that love? What is that feeling? What is it based on? Is it strong enough? Is it real sustainable value? Is it things like I would say beauty fit?
Yeah. So even if after this thing disappears, we will like to feel the same way about
this person.
It's very important.
Yes.
So,
you thought the person will be the next whiskey. What happened if the person now takes a bank job?
Exactly. And that actually happened with Joy with Zach. But let's not jump too much.
Yeah.
But I think we're actually in the right place to talk about it.
Yeah.
Where she went for Zach because of ministerial this. I think she has a pattern in that movie. I said that she had the pattern of making the wrong relationship choices.
Yeah.
With Samuel, with Zach. Zach was a great
let's
but you only went with him because
let's not talk about making relationship choice, bad relationship. Let's talk the one with Samuel. This was someone that was clearly...
Oh my God, that was supposed to be my next point.
Yeah.
She compromised her standards. That one actually got me angry from a believer standpoint. Because you're a believer and everyone knows that as a believer, the number one in the rule book of who not to date as believers, the number one thing is not to date an unbeliever. And it's so important because you know this as a believer. The Bible says we should not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. So I don't get why she did what she did.
I think we should just talk.
This is called missionary dating.
Let's drag this a bit. A lot of people send us DMs. We're grateful for the DMs and the questions. Please feel free to ask us the questions.
Yeah.
And they say things like, okay, he's not a... He goes to church once in a while, he's not a strong Christian, or he's not a believer.
Let me tell you a strong one. This was actually one that I got. So she said the guy doesn't go to church, that he's a Christian, but he doesn't go to church and he still has doubts about the deity of Christ.
Like he's still questioning
why Jesus Christ, if actually Jesus Christ actually died, or if Jesus Christ is actually the Son of God. And I'm like, fam, you're not a believer, you're not even a Christian, you're not a believer. You're not accountable to anybody, you don't go to church. So what makes you a Christian exactly?
Yeah.
Like, why are you calling yourself a Christian? Just a title to attract your fellow believers or what?
I think we'll make a whole video about
it,
why
because
not
it's actually a big deal. There are some things that are just bold red flags that people need to see. That you don't need anyone to validate it or even tell you, oh, this is not right.
Yeah.
From the onset, you should know these are signs that...
Because someone that doesn't believe the same thing you believe, someone that's not a believer, won't take the word of God as their final authority.
What makes you a believer is...
And if they don't
believing the deity of Christ, like he actually died for you. So if you don't...
Yeah, and if they don't agree on God's word with you, you have different standards. The things that is no go area for you will be no go area for them, So... Well, let us spend time on this.
Yeah, so it's let me just say that it's very important that if you actually have to, cut short your standard or come short of your standards because of someone, that's a red flag.
It's a red flag.
That's especially as a believer. If you have to cut short of your standards as a believer because of somebody, it's a red flag. Know yourself, hold your standards.
No matter how fine the boy is.
No matter how fine the person is, no matter how good you think that, no matter how promising you think they are, no matter how promising your future is, if you are not a believer and you don't believe in the same thing that I do, I'm sorry, it's not going to work out between us. So learn to hold on to things like that. And
which leads to our next point. The reason why I believe many people fall victim of, especially they call this good girl bad boy syndrome is, and of course I'm going to talk to Christian boys at this point, is girls love a taste of adventure. Girls want to be with someone that they know that they're going to have fun with. They don't want someone that they think their life or their marriage is going to be boring.
Yeah, they believe that most Christian guys are boring.
Yes, and maybe a lot of Christian guys are boring. In reality, So the reason why they go after bad boys is the bad boy has a promise of a more interesting, fun-filled future. So like she said, you have to come to the point where holding God's word is more important than the promise of a good future, and say, please, Christian brothers, see, let me beg you at this point. Expand your mind, expand your horizon. You get read the Bible, but don't read only the Bible. Know about other things. Do other things. Don't go to church alone. Go to church by all means, but do sports. Have other interests. Because the thing is, ladies are looking out for these things. So if they think with you, the future is going to be boring, that's why they see, Samoa is singing, but at the same time is chasing after them. And that's another thing. Christian boys, you expect the angel to tell them that you love them. They want someone that will chase after them. They want to see, because the way you chase after them promises what the future is going to be like. Like you keep chasing after them, not just come and tell them that, God. I had a dream of you in my dream or whatever is that. So, I think let me just say more on that. I've seen cases where The reason why you like this shiny thing is not necessarily because you care about the person. There's a new kid. Let me paint a perfect scenario.
Let me have perfect title. Trophy.
Okay. Yes,
Trophy
that
babe,
is
trophy guy.
Sometimes it's all trophy girl. There's a new girl in class. She's finer than all the girls in class. It's not because you love her or anything, but you want to make sure
she's the hot cake.
You want to make sure that you get her and not somebody else.
Let me lock him.
Yeah, I'm the fastest guy, so it's just more of who is able to get this person first, and that's what it is. So because you don't want to lose to somebody else. I've seen other cases where you're not thinking about it too. Then you want to hear that one guy is chasing after the girl. Then that's
where you are now. Do you know Tom and Jerry? That love sign.
And then that's chasing after the girl. I think really we need to be careful of this. Don't date someone just because they want to miss out on them. Make sure that the values, who they are, and stands out to you. So I think this leads to
this is a bit jumping the broom, but it's still about joy.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's important for you to get over your previous relationship before moving on to a new one. Samoa never got over joy, but he was able to move on. He moved on to what's her name? Teju.
Yeah.
Teju, and later he caught up with both of them.
Yeah.
In the future, when joy resurfaced, the next thing Samuel did was to chase after joy. Why? Because the feelings were still there. He never really got over her.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, what's the next best option? Teju. So let me settle her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and I think we'll just wrap up with this point. And is important. Our relationships are important. Joy ditched Samoa.
Oh my god.
She went on NYC and that was it. Like you were dating, he gave, say I'm going to be there with you for you forever and everything. Made all those
promises. He gave promises right before you left. Only for you to ghost.
Then she went on NYC camp and that was it. That was the
and
end.
then after 4 months, they are married to.
After time, he was married to.
That's not being Christian like this. Sister Joy.
So
Pastor Joy.
Some are just desperate. Not just desperate to get married that they will settle for anything. We keep saying that we are examples, but we're not your model. You don't know what went down in our own dating period that made the change so fast. So we do for another day. But back to it is make sure that you have proper closure in your previous relationship before you jump into another one. Because realize that someone never moved on from Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Years later, when Joy has been married, someone has been married, and Joy surfaced in his life, he went back. He was trying to get back with her, want to get back to dating her or whatever it is. It was disturbing her. So have closure, heal from whatever it is before you move on to something else. If you don't move on, if you don't heal, that whatever it is still waiting for you.
And the funny, she almost went back to him because my husband is not doing ministry again. Maybe you married him only because of me. You heard that ministry is very good, and you have some sort of resentment to it.
People idolize some things such that it blinds them.
And then the guy was idolizing money. Like, are you in ministry to make money, or you're in ministry to actually win souls for Christ?
Yeah.
What exactly is your aim?
No, seriously, be careful what you idolize.
Yeah.
I've seen some ladies or some guys idolize guys in choir, so they don't care about any other thing. It's just that voice. Some ladies idolize dating a pastor so much that they don't even care what his life is outside the pulpit. You don't underlies something so much that it blinds you from who the person really is. Alright, so with that, we jump to the final.
I love this part. Let me tell you. These two. You want to start?
Okay, I tell myself to start. Yes, so how to leave your hand to talk about this. Now, while they were in school, Teju obviously liked Samoa. Of course, I think they knew themselves from home because Sam's mom sent a letter through Teju's mom to
I think
Teju.
They were both in the same church.
So they were in the same church.
Childhood friends.
So they kind of out church. So Teju had liked Samoa, but she never said it. And at the point, we thought she was just trying to invite him to fellowship. Because they say come to fellowship. Just good friendship, We thought it was just friendship until she introduced Joy to Sam. And Sam now started liking Joy. Then all of a sudden, Teju stopped talking to Joy. I'll let her talk to that part. Talk about that part. Ladies, I don't understand your gender. But I'm just going to say, if you like somebody, see it. I know that it's not easy to open your feelings, especially ladies to guys, to open your feelings to someone. But see, you have more to gain than to lose by talking. Because if you say it, if they feel the same way with you, win-win. If they don't feel the same way, yes, you chop your L, it's gonna be heartbroken for a while. But you move on. You stop wasting your time, you stop hoping for what is not there, you know. So if you love somebody, say it. I imagine if Teju had probably said, I'd open up, you know,
like I get that it's not easy to speak up, especially as a lady, and Samoa wasn't exactly the serious guy, you know, that you'd actually open up and talk to. He was still seeing Rekia, so it was difficult for her. But what did not make sense to me was the fact that she stopped talking to her friend, your close friend. And it was, I think I was more angry about the fact Joy was not even aware. Joy was still chasing Teju. That's why you're not talking to me. Why? She even stopped going to fellowship. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. So your friendship meant nothing. It wasn't even deep to her. Because you didn't tell, neither of them were aware. Neither Teju wasn't aware. I'm sorry, no, Joy wasn't aware. Samoa was not aware. You were just beefing both of them. Okay.
Like if she had probably told Joy that he likes Sam, Joy would have probably just not taking the step.
Exactly.
You know, like, oh,
and if she went ahead to take that step, then okay,
you have legal rights.
This babe would have been reasonable. It would have been reasonable. And I believe, I really believe that if you do not have the boldness to confess your feelings to somebody or tell your friend about this person, and your friend goes ahead to date this person, you shouldn't have the courage to stop talking to this person as well. Really, it didn't make any sense to me. And if you are in that shoes, please just swallow it up and let it go, because
don't lose friendship. You are the only person
to blame. Don't lose friendship because of someone like Samoa. Come on.
Now, which leads us to the next point, and that is how the relationship started. So, Joy ditched Samoa, and then Samoa was heartbroken. So it was in school, he was crying, it was everything was a mess. He didn't clean his room, he didn't go to class. So literally, Teju came and fixed.
You know, I'm tempted to talk about the movie itself. How that what's her name already graduated and she was still there to help him. Did you know
that? But let's just some timeline did not add up in the movie, but that's
not add up at all.
So literally, Teju came and fixed Samuel up. You know, helped him back, helped him graduate, helped clean his room, his life,
And then I think at that time, Rekia had already left.
Yes, Rekia had made money. She had made money. She had traveled abroad. So literally, there was nobody. That was how the relationship started. And this is a terrible foundation. I know that for some it works. I'm there for him and everything. Some people call it missionary dating. Some people call it Mother Theresa dating because I
think that was even more when Mother Theresa dating. The one of missionary dating was between Joy and Samuel.
Okay,
this one for this thing for Teju and Samuel was.
And let's see. Someone sent us a DM and the person asked and the person said he's not a believer and everything, but I think I'm in his life if I live his life, he won't know Christ. I'm in his life to bring him to Christ. And I'm like, I get it, and I respect the fact that you're evangelical and missionary in your approach.
Do it outside.
To solve them doesn't have to be the same thing.
Yes.
You don't have to date the person to bring them to Christ. I don't date everybody I preach the gospel to. It doesn't have to be the same thing. You want to help somebody out, you see a challenge or something. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Which is even why I've seen cases where some ladies feel obliged to help to date guys that are helping them financially, or relationship is not a means to compensate kindness or help. No, it's not. So don't feel obliged to date somebody because you want to help them, or don't feel obliged to date someone because if you live their life, they won't find any help. See, you will fall victim of it. Just be like, oh, they don't have any good friends and all their friends are terrible. So let me be there so that I can, pull them.
And then I feel like somehow Teju was holding on to the fact that this boy from a good home. That he's from a good home, but he has derailed fire.
What choice is he making it?
What choice did he get?
Don't date him because of his family or because of his parents.
Or because of his name. They actually have a name.
Yes.
Their name was
date him because of him, so I think that's the first
he's an
point.
Independent person, the person of his own.
Absolutely.
All of that. So I think another point is let people change. I think you already made mention of that.
Yeah.
You are not God. Stop trying to change people. If people have actually changed, you will see the changes.
Yeah.
Look at Teju and Samuel now. in their marriage, you could tell that he was still swearing. He still had his bad ways. He still had the anger issues. He still had this resentment to Christianity.
Yeah.
So he was just playing a part. He was just pretending. He was wearing a mask, being choir master, and was even frolicking with he was fondling with them. He was playing with the choristers as well, sleeping around and all of that. Teju saw it. I remember when Samoa was having a confrontation with the babe that had an abortion for him.
Yeah.
She saw what was going on. She actually saw it, but she ignored it.
Yeah.
She saw all these signs. The guy was always angry, was still swearing, and he should just go rub his back and all of that. So it was just a matter of time before this ticking time would go off. Yeah. And eventually went off. Yeah. So
see, don't
ignore the signs.
Don't ignore the signs. Don't cover up the signs. That's another thing Teju did. Teju saw many red signs, even red flags, even in their marriage.
Even when they were still friends. Even when they were still friends.
He saw documents. He saw that he was actually having an affair with Reks. Rex came back. She kept it. Saw that someone got pregnant for you.
And aborted. She didn't mention a thing.
Kept it. Did all these things.
And I feel like eventually, even when she exposed him, the only reason she did that was out of spite. Because she found out he was going to leave her.
Yeah. And let me just say that at this point, someone asked us a question. Please feel free, ask us. We plan to actually do a Q&A session. We get many questions that we think help a lot of people. So
I think instead of doing an Instagram Q&A, we're thinking of putting out a link on Instagram.
We'll put a link in our bio.
So we'll have the questions together.
Yeah, so we'll put a link in our bio to be a form. Just fill your questions.
So the questions will disappear after 24 hours.
So someone asked a question. Someone said, what do you do? This person likes you, but the person is still battling with an addiction. The person is actively working on it. What do you do? Should you date them or should you wait for them to get over it? My advice is let them get over the addiction. Work with them, help them, be there as much as possible. Don't start a relationship yet, especially for addictions or habits that influences relationships. Let them get over it. Let them work through it. You waiting for them to get over it is not you ignoring the healing power, transformational power of God. That's not it, But don't mix the two of them together. Don't mix the two of them together. And I think she just missed it. She missed it all the while. You're not helping someone by covering up their bad habits. You're not helping them up at all. You're actually joining them to dig their grave, because some of these things, they are bomb. Really ticking bomb or time bomb? The time bomb. The time bomb that is ticking to a bomb.
It's ticking. A ticking time bomb that's going to go off.
That's going to go off. Since married, smart.
Okay, I think another important question is, one can defend what Teju did by saying, oh, she was in love, and being someone's partner means covering up for them and all of that. I'm not talking about being their partner in crime. I'm not talking about ignoring all those things is part of it. But see, my pastor says something, the Pastor Laju, she says, date intelligently. Date intelligently, so that dating is the time to love intelligently, and marriage is the time to love blindly. Very important. And
what that means, not to explain it though. What that means is, when you're in the dating period,
don't ignore any signs.
Keep your eyes open. Let your love be intelligent.
Love with your brain more than your heart.
Because once you get married, you have to love blindly. So you want to date intelligently.
Because wants to go to with that person.
Yeah, so you want to date intelligently so that you can love blindly. So
and with Teju, she didn't date intelligently. She ignored the signs. For it to be that bad in marriage, where it was still sewing and all of that, those signs must have still been there, which means it never even really changed. It was just pretending, and pretending on the while, and she saw that, but she still went ahead to marry him. So she entered one trouser with him, and she didn't have a choice but to become his partner in crime. But does marrying someone make you automatically make you their partner in crime? No. See, it's never too late to walk out of evil. It's never too late. I could have said, oh, I'm glad she did it eventually, but she didn't even do it for the right reasons. She could have exposed him at that point where the guy, we could have actually gotten arrested. Because I think the babe that aborted for him died, and her sister was trying to fight for justice, trying to get justice and all of that. So you should have exposed it at that point in time. We wouldn't have even escalated to him even getting to the point of trafficking human organs and all of that. So
And at the end of the day, relationship with God is personal. God will not judge you with your partner. You won't stand before God and say, "Oh yeah,
Okay.
you know."
At the end of the day, you
Yes. So if
covered up for this person, so
you are literally joining them in that
you are as
yes.
guilty as they are.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's when you expose people, you actually hold them accountable to find help and to get help. Imagine if she had done it earlier. Someone eventually found help and everything. Imagine
He eventually went to prison.
yeah, went to prison, then finally went home and everything. Imagine if she had done this while they were in school or early enough. We would have found God earlier and actually would have fulfilled that ministry, much earlier. So if you are with a partner that is doing, fraudulent stuff, doing yahoo, doing all these
Just
things,
expose them.
please expose them.
Definitely.
Report them. If it's crime, report them to the law enforcement, to police. If it is something like
Even if it's not a fraudulent this thing, if you have to report them to an authority or
yes, someone that can help them, please do so.
If you have to walk away, please do so.
They can hate you for a while, but the Bible talk about delivering to Satan so that I can save the person. So like, take that drastic action so that eventually you can actually save them, so that doesn't ruin them eventually. Yeah. So with that, we come to the end of the video, but there's so many other relationships in the movie.
Yeah, and of course, if you have questions, there are some things probably you have missed out.
Yeah, let me just mention a few: the mother and the father. Don't be the kind of person where the father is beating the child, and all you do is stand by the door and nurse the.
But I don't think there was much the mother could have done.
She could have stopped. She could have stopped the man from beating at that point. She could have stopped it. Like when you need to carry cane, you can't just stop it. Like if you're going to beat this son, you have to beat me. Every single mother said you go through me.
I guess that's the point. But some parents actually believe. I think I'll say this in Yoruba.
Yes, that if the father says something,
let us agree on
that's
this.
That's where partner in Christ starts from. Actually, so that was one.
So, but I don't. In my defense, I don't think there's much she could have done.
But so imagine she had actually called the father and say, "Please, okay, maybe in front of them."
Did you hear his reaction? Did you see his reaction when she told him that she wanted to go to Lagos to look for their son?
Anyway, so
and even at the end of the movie, they didn't even settle their score. I'm not going to talk about that. Yeah. I'm going to win myself.
So I think one other relationship that is also interesting, probably didn't think about, is Bishop and Bishop Mrs. Oh my god! The woman was literally controlling the man. But anyways, generally it's an interesting movie. I would say
I want to talk about their chair on the stage.
I'm like, see, if you go to a church where let me just keep quiet. Like, I'm like, are you worshiping God? Are you worshiping your pastor and your pastor Mrs.? Anyways,
and I think they were a contributing factor to how Aka was, to how Samoa was, because the way she spoke to him, bro.
And literally, they were.
If they are encouraging that, okay, yes, I mean, you can do this better. I feel like this better.
And the ministry
when you embrace people with love, I mean, this is the house of God. This is where people come to for healing. I'm not talking about like sickness. I'm talking about healing in general. Like, okay, I'm broken. I need you to fix me. This way. People come to, but you need to embrace them with love, talk to them with love, do everything.
Yeah, and even if they are taught, if they are taught the right gospel,
exactly the right word, if they are taught the gospel, the gospel's message.
I can't someone just saw these guys are cashing out, they're just saying rubbish, they're just raising funds. I can do it also. It was just more of church's business for them, So, anyways, we have to end this video. So, movie is a great movie. I think there's more to learn relationship wise than.
It's supposed to be a Christian movie,
it's a relationship movie, it's a love movie, not opinion. So let's know what you think. Let's know which lessons or relationship jumped at you. If you missed out in any point, tell us in the comment section. Ask us the question, please feel free.
And I think if you actually want to watch the right movie that covers the gospel from the right you can watch
Loving Amanda. Yes, Loving Amanda movie. Please follow at Laji Iren on Instagram, at Laji Iren Films. The movie I think will soon be out on a streaming platform. Just follow. It's an amazing movie, sound, all around. So this is not paid advert, but of course we have to do it because we
love
you. Thank you guys.
We love you. And we're blowing kisses, unified kisses.
Alright, more videos soon.
Thank you for watching.